What's good, YouTube? It's Regular Fox in here. So yeah, it's been a while since my last real video, not counting the April Fool's one. Yeah, sorry about that. It's just been busy. Yeah, the April Fool's thing, I just uh, felt like doing that just once. Probably not gonna do it again. It was pretty dumb. Anyway, so just quick update of what's happened since my last video, which was shortly before the regional. I did take the Mermail deck that my team put together to the regional. I actually got 15th place with it, so I got my invite. I went against an Inzector deck in the first round and lost, and then just blasted through the rest of it till uh, round 9, and I just wrecked every single deck I was against. Faced like 2 Fire Fists, the wind up here or there, Dino Rabbit, some tier 2 decks like Agent and stuff. It's just I was doing amazing until the last round where I just got destroyed by a Dino Rabbit player. Yeah, I did do a tournament report of it the night of the regional, and I can just post a link to it on Pojo, just in the description. And so yeah, that build, like that deck list, hasn't really changed. I might do another deck profile later because I did change the side deck a little bit, but I did actually manage to completely recreate it in terms of main deck. Aside from I'm missing one Megalo, but it's not a big deal. The extra deck's not done though. I still need to get pieces for that. Anyway, so this video, I actually put Twilight back together. It's been a while since I did a Lightsworn video in general, but it's also been a while since I did Twilight, so I thought I'd give it another spin, and I actually like the way it's turned out, so I'll just get into that. Before I start, I'm getting a lot of comments on the Lightsworn, like my last Lightsworn video that was like a little more light-oriented about like how bad it is. Just want to say right now, I know it's bad. I made it before the format even started. I was predicting a lot of things about the format that didn't turn out to be true. Like I was predicting it to be like extremely fast and like very destructive, and so far it hasn't turned out to be like that. So, I mean, it's still a little like. I like one prediction I made that has turned out to be true. I don't like Raikou this format, but aside from that, it's like, yeah, I know the build's bad. It's like, just stop. I know it's bad. You don't have to keep telling me. That's why it was like a pre-format deck profile. I actually went back to the Celestia build for Pure with some minor changes, so I might do a deck profile on that later. But yeah, pretty much, I know it's bad. Just don't worry about it. Okay, so this is the Twilight build. I'll get into the Lightsworn portion first, which is 3 JD, obvious boss. 3 Lumina. Lumina is at 3 is really good for like just making Xyz plays, and like combined with Lumina and Trag, which I'll show later in the deck, it's just I can make so many great Xyz plays, and especially with a lot of good Xyz coming out between like Starleash Paladynamo and like the Constellars, the Lavalval Chains. It's so great to have 3 Lumina again. 2 Lila for back row hate. I've explained in the past why I don't like Lila at 3. It's because you kind of want the normal summon. 2 Wolf, Aaron, Garroth, Jane, and Arcus. Like I said, I don't like Raikou like this format, just because, I mean, yeah, the format's not as fast as I thought it would be, but Raikou's still really easy to read, and just like, so like Mermail and Fire Fist can just pop it, and just, even like at the regional when I was siding in Snowman Eater against Windups and Dino Rabbits, they'd be able to read what it was, because like they're like, he's running Mermail. If he's sending a monster, it's Linde or Snowman Eater. Either way, I should negate it. So they'd use like Dolka or whatever just to pop the monster. So there's just, it's so easy to read a set monster, and like especially in this deck where you know it's Raikou. So it's just, I'd rather have Arcus, because at least Arcus, he's level 3, so he works with Lumina. So it's like kind of treat Lumina and Arcus, like that combination, as if it was like the triple Torguide Sangan engine, except not quite as good. Still good, just not that good. So I like to look at it like that. It's like you can use Lumina and Arcus together to make it rank 3 plays. So yeah. And then Honest for light support. And that's all the light Sworn related stuff. For Dark Monsters, you got 3 Necro Gardener, because he's seen in every Light Sworn deck. Dad, because there's a lot of dark support in the deck. Gores, 2 Trag, that's just standard Twilight. Like I said, Trag is a really great Xyz choice in this deck, just because you can just target stuff in the graveyard and just make so many plays. 2 Tour Guide and Night Assailant. This has been working out tremendously well, actually. It's an extra dark engine. It's another way to make rank 3s. Ideally, you would, and without saying, you just do the 2 tour guides. Just as that the Night Assailant is there just for extra measures, just in case you mill one of the tour guides, then the other one doesn't become instantly dead. Now, if you mill both the tour guides, then you're just kind of shit out of luck. But what can you do? It's Light Sworn. There's always going to be some inconsistencies. Phantom of Chaos, even in pure, Phantom of Chaos is amazing from testing it. Just because like, you can use it to bait out like torrentials or solemns, and then just drop your actual boss monster. You can copy a boss monster, like if you have a JD in the graveyard. I've used Phantom of Chaos to copy BLS just to banish stuff or just kill 2 monsters. And it's just like, if you copy Lumina, you can make rank 4 plays because you banish the Lumina, revive a level 4 lights when you make like a Wobble Chain or something, like Diagnostic Emerald or whatever. So Phantom of Chaos is extremely good, just from testing it, just in general. I really think Phantom of Chaos is great in any Light Sworn build. And then BLS and Chaos Sorcerer, last 2 boss monsters of the deck. And then lastly, 2 Card Trooper. Just because I still don't like Card Trooper in pure, but that's because I run Celestia. It's just like, since I don't have to focus on Celestia on this build, I like Card Trooper just because it gets extra darks in the graveyard, it nets me some draw power, it synergizes with Trag. So Card Trooper is a little better in Twilight than I think it is in pure, so that's why I like it here. It's kind of like thinking like what you do with Chaos, right? And use Card Trooper to get your darks into the graveyard, your lights into the graveyard, and just get the engine going. And that's the entire monster lineup. If I'm not mistaken, it's 30. And for spell lineup, spell and trap lineup is as standard as it can possibly get. It's 1 charge, 3 recharge, Allure, and Dark Light, the Storm Monster Reborn is the spells, and then the trap is 2 Beckoning Light. Even in Twilight, I like Beckoning Light just because it's too good. You get stuff out of your hand, put stuff back in your, like, I didn't alter the core Light Sworn engine in any way. It's just the same standard ones. Like, it's the standard 10 Light Sworns that are always running. Just threw in Arcus just for that extra name and because he's a level 3. And he's got the 3 JD, so I didn't alter the core Light Sworn engine in any way. So Beckoning Light should still work exactly the same way it does in any other build, and it's just too good, especially because you can get BLS back with it, and that's really one thing that makes it really appealing even in Twilight, is if you use Beckoning Light, you get BLS back. So that's just another monster you can get with it. So, yeah. That's the entire main deck. I'm not going to bother going into the extra side, it's just up to you. Also, I don't have all the hidden arsenal stuff that's going to be put in it anyway. Like, all I've got is the Wobble Chain. So yeah, that's the whole build. It's been testing pretty well, just like in terms of like casual play with my friends. Obviously, I wouldn't take it to a competition because I realized that Twilight, like Light Sworn's not a consistent enough deck for competitive play. It's still fun to play though. So yeah, I've been holding off on a Mermail deck profile mainly for the sake of the fact that I am still waiting for 2 spheres in the mail. There were some postage issues with the guy, supposedly, and he should be sending out soon. If not, then I'll just buy some spheres, but he really has no reason to lie to me because he's sending out first, so. And yeah. So when that happens, I'll probably do another Mermail deck profile. Probably going to do a pure deck profile soon. Noble Rabbit hasn't really changed, so I'll keep that just the way it is. I guess for now, just for some little shameless self-advertisement, just some things to point out. One, I made a Twitter, just on a whim. I wanted to see what it was like. Don't know whether or not I like it yet, but yeah, that link's in my profile now, like my main YouTube page, but I'll also put it in the description. That's not always going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Related, but I will just make just random tweets that are Yu-Gi-Oh! Related, so if you want to follow me and see what my opinion is, like if I'm just like bitching about some stupid people on Pojo, because there's a lot of stupid people on Pojo, or just something, my opinion on stuff, if you want to check that out, just go ahead, just follow me. I don't really care, but that'd be nice. Second, in one of my earlier videos, I mentioned my friend, and how she started her YouTube channel, Conventional Pants. So one of her segments, she just interviews her friends, and the most recent one of that segment had me in it. So if you'd like to see what I do outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! And just like how I hang out with my friends and just hear me answer some of her questions, then you can check that out. I'll post a link for that in the video. And So yeah, and then the last one, the fighting game or like club at my school hosts tournaments every Friday. So if you'd like to check those out, like we have live streams every Friday and like starting like 2 or 3 and just going till whenever we're done. We do fighting games like mainly Marvel vs. Capcom, Super Smash Bros. Sometimes we do PlayStation All Stars. We're gonna try and like mix it up a little more and throw in some other fighting games, but that's our main roster right now. And just if you want to check out a stream for that, just we're trying to get off the ground. Like we recently became an official organization, and we're just trying to get things going. So far, we've been pretty successful in terms of viewers. So I just thought I'd throw this shout out just to see where we can go with this. I do commentate sometimes, especially with Super Smash Bros. So you can see like that's another one of my interests outside of Yu-Gi-Oh. I do fighting games. So if you want to check that out, let's go ahead. And those are my 3 shameless plugs. No shame at all. I do stuff besides Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, and that's all. Until next time, see you YouTube. Deuces.